Hotel Artemis. What a weird film. The first thing that you notice about it is it has a pretty killer cast. Jodie Foster, Sterling K. Brown, Jeff Goldblum, Sofia Boutella, Dave Bautista, Charlie Day, Brian Tyree Henry, and Zachary Quinto. And I, being unaware of all this, started getting really excited when the movie started and all those people began showing up on screen one after the other. I was thinking, oh, she's here, and he's here as well. This is great. This looks more and more promising. But the unfortunate truth is that Hotel Artemis does almost nothing with this cast, and despite the amount of talent involved, throughout the entire runtime, it has this weird atmosphere. It feels like some kind of B-movie, like a 1980s romp that you would find in a supermarket bin for $1. So, the film takes place in 2028 Los Angeles that is facing a water shortage. There is a corporation holding back all resources with the help of mercenaries as regular people start violent riots in the streets of the city. And all of this sounds like a cool setup, but it literally is just background. It has almost no bearing on the plot itself. The real story centers around Hotel Artemis, which is a shady establishment. It reminded me a little bit of the Continental from the John Wick movies. It's a place for criminals. There seems to be some sort of secret society around it with memberships and shit. The key difference is that Artemis is really a hospital and not a hotel. It is run by the nurse, played by Jodie Foster, who tends to the wounds of people who, for one reason or another, cannot check into a real hospital. Like Sterling K. Brown and Brian Tyree Henry, who at the very beginning of the film get shot during a botched bank robbery. They end up at Artemis on a really busy night, and as more people keep showing up, it quickly turns out that most of them have some sort of connection or past with each other. And those connections and these past will inevitably boil until the situation explodes completely. Now, the thing is, after this description, you would maybe expect an action film, or also reasonably character drama with the clashing personalities at the forefront. But here's the thing, and it's the movie's biggest fault. It cannot decide what it wants to be. There is a bit of action, yes, but surprisingly little. The character drama has wild tonal shifts. One scene will be purely comedic, next one will try to be somber and get us invested with some sort of sad background of a character, and then the next one will try to have undertones of social commentary. But it never fully commits to any of those things. Every single angle seems to be just touched upon, purely on the surface, but never properly explored. And to be frank, at one point I thought to myself that I wouldn't mind any of those directions that the film could take if it just finally picked one. Even if it would end up just being a hammy, violent B-movie with no depth but just fun interactions, it would at least do something. As it stands, it is unfortunately difficult to recommend it, because at the end of the day, I'm not even sure what type of film it ended up as. The one thing I do know for sure, though, is that it isn't any good.